Our next movie is Friday the 13th, the final chapter, an immoral and reprehensible piece of trash that sold more tickets on its opening weekend than any other movie so far in 1984, and that is a very, very depressing commentary. It really makes me sad to think of all those moviegoers spending $4.50, $5, most of them teenage kids, sitting there watching this sad, cynical, depressing movie. Now, needless to say, Paramount Studios, the distributor of this film, didn't authorize any clips of the film for use on television. They like to make the money, but maybe they're a little bit ashamed of the movie. They like to hide it from critics like ourselves. But here are some scenes from the Coming Attractions trailer showing that the fourth Friday the 13th movie is just a cynical retread of the first three.
All right, everybody, this is Movies to Drink To. I am Finn. With me, as always, is Mr. Smith, Mr. Lee Smith to some. And today we are heading back to Camp Crystal Lake for the final time. With Friday the 13th, Part 4, the final chapter. Yes.
Apart from the next 6. And
final chapter, my ass!
and the one where he fights Freddy.
It
And the
says
remake.
Final chapter, right there. Before we go on, don't forget to subscribe, whether you be watching this on YouTube or listening to it wherever you get your podcast, and you can rate and review and all that crap and share it, and please.
Yeah.
Yes. Also, there's no news this week. I mean, we're not doing a news episode this week because not a lot's happened.
No, not really.
There's a writer's strike still, so
it's ground to a halt.
Yeah, nothing's moving
Nothing's
forward.
in production.
Nothing really worth commenting on, other than Terrifier 3 is happening, and there's a couple of details about that, but nothing really.
Yes.
So there you go.
Yeah, well, literally, it was like that thing I sent over to you. It was like Terrifier 3's coming out. It's got a bigger budget. The end.
Yeah, basically, yeah. And if you are watching this, I apologise for the shirt. We are getting ready. After this, we're going to a Halloween-themed birthday party
In June.
So that's what this is all about. I like your costume.
Thank you very much.
Scary mask, bro. Anyway.
I did say I told her I was going to come as Madeleine McCann and just not show up.
Hey! It'll show up 18 years later.
Yeah.
Dead. Oh, dear. There's been a breakthrough in that case.
How is there? What is there?
They were searching... Oh, I'm not going to go into it. There's the German guy who's the main suspect. They were searching a reservoir and they found some stuff. But like 30 miles from the site where she went missing.
Okay.
So it's still happening. It's still in the papers, basically.
Always
And forever. Anyway,
that's the entertainment news for today.
enough of that, yeah. It's not what we're here to talk about. Get on with it! It's all about me, Jason. The New Jersey ice hockey mask guy. Back for the final time, allegedly.
Yeah.
So, Friday the 13th, Part 4, from 1984. Directed by Joseph, what are we saying, Zito?
Zyto?
Zyto?
It's American, isn't it? It's going to be Zyto.
Zyto. J Zyto.
Just call me Z-Man.
Dr. Z. Dr. Z. He also directed a movie which we're going to have to cover when I looked him up.
What?
It stars Chuck Norris. It's from 1985, and it's called Invasion USA.
Oh, I've heard of it.
Yeah, it's a Callan film.
Yeah.
Yep. So look out for that episode. We got sta.
Definitely.
Anyway, this Friday the 13th film, this stars Corey Feldman and Crispin Glover.
Yes, I know. Weird casting.
Yes. And other people, but we don't know who they are.
Yeah.
No, because... Yeah, anyway, the plot of this beeth.
After being announced dead and taken to a morgue, Jason Voorhees spontaneously revives, escapes from the hospital, and stalks a group of friends renting a house in the countryside near Crystal Lake.
Right, so it sounds like a more interesting film is about to happen, but then we just go back to the same thing we've done in the previous three.
Literally.
Cool.
It's like, all this stuff happens, and then we're back.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Our story begins... with a scene from Friday the 13th Part 2 and clips of the original
films.
And the third one. It's basically a highlight reel of the last three films.
Yeah, which is what the previous couple did as well,
Yeah, it may as well have a voiceover saying, previously on Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th is filmed in front of a live studio audience.
And then we get the opening credits. Anyway, we then cut to a helicopter in the sky with a searchlight looking down on the aftermath of the previous film.
Yeah.
There's bodies everywhere, basically. And one of those bodies is Jason in the barn. Remember, at the end of the third film, he was killed, he was left in the barn, and he was there dead. I'm not totally sure what this helicopter's doing.
No, it's not like they're chasing anyone.
No.
It's just like there's no other light, so it's like let's get the helicopter. Like dust off the helicopter, get it out.
Yeah.
We need some light. That's
yeah,
all we
basically.
need.
There is a guy in there with a megaphone as well.
Yeah,
though.
I know, just telling everyone what to do.
Yeah.
Surely you should be on the ground.
No, I'm perfectly fine up here. I can see better here.
I've seen the last couple of films. I'm not going down there. Right, so also, does like the events of all of the Friday the 13th franchise take place in the same week? Everything seems to start like the next day.
Yeah, I guess. Apart from obviously the beginning of the first film, which is set in the 50s.
Oh yeah, but then after that, everything seems to like immediately pick up after the last one finished.
And be in a slightly different location.
Yeah,
like around the same.
Still in Crystal Lake, just moved over a bit.
Yeah, just circumventing Crystal Lake, like in the same forest and everything, but just not the exact same location.
Yeah, so it's like Monday. Like, Monday it was his mum.
Yeah.
Tuesday it was the baghead. Wednesday he picked up that hockey mask, and here we are on Thursday. But
surely they're all set on Fridays.
oh, well, I don't know. It never really specifies that it's Friday the 13th, does it?
No. How many Friday the 13th do we get a year? 2, if that.
Possibly, yeah.
Sometimes I guess you get none, but
So yeah, I guess it's not. None of they don't, especially if they do follow on, which they seem to do.
yeah.
It's like Friday
make
the
any
13th,
sense.
Saturday,
Sunday the 15th.
Saturday the 14th.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't even know what month this is.
No. Anyway, an ambulance arrives to cart Jason's corpse off, and we get a long shot of the camp, and we see the ambulance leave. It's like the last vehicle off of the scene.
Yeah.
And then the camera doesn't cut for ages.
Yeah, no, it just stays there.
You keep thinking like, oh, something else is going to happen?
Yeah.
Nope, just cut.
Like Pamela Voorhees is going to
Yeah.
be like...
Nope, it just takes the editing.
Also,
Yay.
they seem to have just fucked off really quickly, considering this is like an active crime scene.
Yeah.
They're like, we're done here.
Everyone. Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. Just leave it like we
Yeah, it's pretty obvious what happened here.
Are we going to tape it off? Nah.
No.
No, that's
Nothing.
it. Okay, cool.
Just, yeah, life goes back to normal now.
Over
the scene as well where the ambulance driver turns up and he goes, there's 10 of them. Yours is in the barn. He goes, what's wrong with him? He goes, he's dead.
They're all dead. Over at the local hospital, dead Jason is wheeled in and his body is signed in by a young doctor who comments on how cute one of the young ladies they've brought in is.
Yeah.
One of the dead young ladies they've brought in.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
He goes, yeah, she's pretty cute. And he goes, was? He goes, no, still is.
Doctor, she's dead.
Yeah.
I'll be the judge of that. I'm the doctor. Yeah. Like, no, she's definitely dead. He just wants her to be alive.
Yeah. She's got half a head.
Oh dear, doctor.
Yeah, this is 1985, wasn't it? 1984, yeah. So the background checks on medical staff were clearly not being done back then.
Yeah, plus he's like the same age as all the teens up here.
Yeah.
Yeah. This doctor then heads over to try and chat up a nurse, an alive nurse.
Yeah.
And he invites her to bang in the cold room, which I'm guessing is the morgue.
The morgue, yeah.
Yeah. She says no, and he asks if she has the curse. To which she replies, if I do, it's you.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah,
Burn.
yeah.
Sick burn.
For those that didn't get that, he's talking about menstruation.
Yeah.
Surfing the crimson wave.
Yeah.
She must be if she doesn't want to bang me.
You'd know if she was, because there'd be bears near.
Yeah, we're near the woods. Later, the same nurse makes her way into a dark room, only lit by the glow of a TV playing 80s aerobics videos.
Yeah, I know. It's just a video, like a woman jumping up and down.
Yes.
In a leotard.
She's looking for this doctor, whose name, it turns out, is
Axel.
Axel.
Because of course it is.
I'm sorry,
Dr. Axel.
No doctor is called Axel. Axels are rock stars and cops that live in Beverly Hills.
Is this
That's
just
it.
suggesting that to be like a morgue attendant, you can just be a morgue attendant? You don't have to have any... Is there any qualifications you need for that job? I imagine you must have some sort of medical degree.
Can you tell if they're dead or not?
Yeah.
Axel can't, apparently, because he's trying to bang them.
Yeah.
How about after this, you and I get some dinner? I think she's dead, Axel. Oh, I don't know. I think she's just a bit shy.
Yeah, that gaping chest cavity, you
Yeah.
would say.
I got a discount coupon for this local Italian.
So weird.
This Axel, she's voided her bowels. Just making room for dinner this evening, aren't you, babe?
She's still twitching.
That means she's alive.
Yeah. Take it out of her, Axel.
So anyway, she's gone in a room looking for Axel. Axel jumps out and scares the shit out of her because he's a piece of shit.
He's a cock, yeah.
Yeah. The nurse just wants to watch the news, but Axel keeps turning the TV back to the aerobics and trying to get it on with her.
Yeah, he's like, this will moisten her up.
Yeah, I think Axel's going to get cancelled.
Big time.
Or at least fired. Naturally, the news on the TV is all about the murders, and the nurse cheers when the hospital they work at is mentioned.
Yeah, I know. Like, the perpetrator of these horrendous crimes has been taken to so-and-so hospital, and she's like, that's us!
Woo! All right, calm down.
Fucking idiot.
Yeah, 10 people are dead.
Yeah. It's like nothing really happens around here. You're 2 minutes down the road from Crystal Lake. Lot happens.
Yeah. Imagine if that was like happening in a hospital in New York during 9/11. Woo! They said our name! Get back to work.
Surely they must have had a really busy week as well with Jason on the fucking prowl for the last few days.
I can't imagine there's multiple hospitals near any. There's one, let's be honest. It's like, oh, another one. Anyway, the nurse changes her mind on the whole banging Axel situation for no reason whatsoever and starts getting off of him.
Yeah.
Oh, and the whole time they're sat right next to Jason's corpse.
Yes, which, I mean, that's a mood setter if there was one. Fuck the video, Axel. You've got a massive, 7-foot dead guy next to you with a hockey mask on.
As things are getting hot and heavy between Axel and the nurse, Jason decides to cop a feel.
Yeah, Jason touches her up.
Yeah, his hand falls off the stretcher and touches her leg. This scares the shit out of the pair of them, and the nurse does some overacting before leaving.
Yeah.
She heads off to a supply room and pretends to count things, while Axel slides Jason's corpse into a hole in the wall in the morgue. You know, one of those...
Yeah,
drawers. Drawers. But he hasn't shut the door properly.
Which is important.
Yeah. Yeah. Axel sits back down to watch his softcore porn, and at this point, the very much dead Jason decides he isn't dead, and he kills Axel.
He silently manages to clamber out of that
drawer,
thing, that big metal drawer that he's been put in, which just a second ago was like junk, ka-chunk. But yeah, and he's feet first in there, but somehow still manages to get out without. And also, Axel's here.
He's still got his hockey mask on.
Still with the hockey mask on.
They didn't take the mask off.
No, he's still fully dressed. And Axel's this far away from it, but yeah, silently comes up and he's got one of them bone saw things.
Yeah, so basically he sneaks up behind him, cuts his throat with a surgical saw, and then twists his head 180 degrees. Yeah. I changed my mind about the whole being dead thing. I feel like I got another movie in me. Then alive Jason goes and kills the nurse.
Yep.
Just goes to spy. What does he do? I can't remember. Stabs her. It was 3 days ago I watched it.
Yeah, he he likes to stab people up, pin people against walls in this one. Yeah. He lifts her up and then he eviscerates her. He stabs her and then goes.
Oh, he guts her. Yeah. We then cut to two ladies jogging in the woods. They're a mother and daughter. The daughter is called Trish. We've mentioned this before about these movies. It's hard, especially when you're watching it and making notes, to get all the characters' names down because you don't normally find out the characters' names until
somebody's looking for them.
Yeah, and then they're dead. So I did manage to get them all. But yeah, when you're making notes, you're like, oh, here's a character. No, they don't really get any dialogue any dialogue until sort of the build-up of their death.
Yeah, I managed to get Trish.
I did eventually get them all, but bear with us.
Mrs. Jarvis.
So yeah, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so
also
Trish...
we get a Jason's POV shot at this point as he fucking just ran out of the hospital.
Yeah, the door
was next door.
Trish and the daughter Trish and her mother are jogging, and it would seem they are being watched. We then cut over to an alien playing a video game.
He's playing an Atari.
I get it, we're going with the sci-fi angle. Jason versus the aliens. It's got to be really popular, like those Star Wars movies.
Come on, Jason. It's a bit early to take the franchise into space, isn't it? Got another 4-5 movies.
This is the final chapter. It's actually just Corey Feldman wearing a mask. He plays Tommy, who is Trish's little brother. We know this because the mum is now magically back in the house.
Yes.
And he's talking to her. They gather around the kitchen, Trish, Tommy, and the mother, and they mention that some kids have rented out the place nearby, across the street.
Yeah.
And it's 6 teenagers, which sounds awful. And this is so they live in a house. This is out in the woods, right?
Yeah, right in the middle of the woods.
Yeah, but it's not in a cabin, it's a full-on house.
Yeah, which they live in permanently. It's not a holiday home, is it? They live there all the time.
Yeah, and there's only one other house nearby, and it's directly opposite across the street.
Yeah,
the street, the path.
It's literally, you can see it from their house.
Yeah. And they're the only two, and then say not cabins, full-on houses like you'd
Yeah.
find in the suburbs, but they're in the middle of the woods.
See, they're the only ones. The Jarvis family, the only ones that live in this one. That one gets rented out all the time. I mean, is this the first year they've lived there? Because they're going to die there in winter. Yeah, they're going to. There's no way in and out of that place if the snow comes down.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's I don't know. Jarvis's summer home.
It doesn't seem wise.
No, but also it's just weird that like they're not even cabins; they're just full-on houses.
Yeah.
But there's only two of them facing each other.
Yeah.
Out in, surely, if you were to buy a house in the woods, it would be for some seclusion,
Yeah.
not and here's your neighbours right there.
Yeah.
Oh.
And if you hate them, you're fucked.
Yes, and also it's an Airbnb.
Yeah.
So who knows who'll be there? Oh fuck.
But yeah, these aren't the only people. Don't forget Camp Blood is just down the road.
And so we meet our victims for the movie. 6 teens driving along in a car on their way to their rented holiday Airbnb. Unaware they're driving straight to death. Their names we'll figure out as we go. Well, one of them's called Doug, though. We know that at this point. Crispin Glover is there, and he's playing
Jimmy.
a guy called Jimmy. And it was revealed that he hooked up and then got dumped by a girl called BJ Betty.
Yeah, I don't think that's her given name.
Might be.
Might be, but I can't see it.
Belinda Joanne Betty. Or maybe her father was like, let's call her a blowjob.
Because that's what she was supposed to be.
Yeah, after he's explained all this, after he's told his friend about how he got dumped and all that, this is Ted. He tells Jimmy that the reason he's been dumped and everything is because he is a, quote, dead fuck.
Yeah.
And this is something he keeps calling him throughout the film. Jimmy is a dead fuck.
It really irks, like, Crispin. Crispin Glover's character gets a little bit of an arc in this. Not much of one, but he does get one. Because he manages to... There is, like, an element of his own little story going on
there
in the
is,
midst
yes.
of this. But yeah, he calls him a dead fuck. He pretends to put information into a computer
That he doesn't have.
there.
Yeah. Anyway, then Jimmy, Crispin Glover, exclaims, God, I'm horny.
Yeah, out of nowhere.
Writing.
And then they stop for no reason at all.
They're lost.
Oh, that's it. They're lost.
Yeah, they
and
stop-
then they just... Apparently, Pamela Voorhees is buried in a roadside grave.
Well, yeah. So they stop the car because they're lost and just happen to stop right next to the Crystal Lake graveyard that's never been mentioned before.
It's really only Pamela Voorhees, and I think there's one other
It's
broken
about
one.
the size of this room.
Yeah, it's like a lay-by.
Yeah, and all the tombstones are really small.
Yeah.
And right front and centre is the grave of Pamela Voorhees, who
yeah.
died at the age of 49.
Yeah, 3 days ago.
But also these...
49? She was not 49.
Yeah. But, I suppose, aren't these films supposed to take place the year after? Because it says on her her tombstone, 1981.
It certainly doesn't
3?
feel
I
that
don't know.
way.
Fuck, I remember now. I think we're thinking about it too much.
Yeah.
We then meet a lonely hitchhiker on the side of the road, and she is a bigger girl,
Yeah.
so don't expect her to live very long.
No.
Her sign reads, Canada and love. And then on the back it reads, fuck you, for those that don't stop for her.
Right.
Which-
Canada. She's trying to get to Canada.
Yeah.
Where is Crystal Lake?
New Jersey. New Jersey!
New Jersey. All right, okay.
Anyway, the teens don't pick her up. After the teens don't pick her up, she sits down and eats, because of course she does. 5 seconds later, she is killed by Jason, who sneaks up on her and stabs her through the throat.
Yep.
It's not just sexy teens I kill.
It's equal opportunities.
Yeah. I'll kill anybody. End of scene. It's fucking pointless.
Yeah.
The whole character is pointless.
Yeah.
Doesn't even have a single line of dialogue. It's
No.
just... Why?
She's dead.
It's literally just somebody to kill.
Just to up the body count.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pointless. Back over at the family house, they're getting ready for dinner when there's a noise at the door. It's Gordon the dog.
Yep.
Yeah, great. A dog.
Gordon the dog.
We need a dog. Doesn't speak.
No. Again, like, dogs don't, do they? Like,
No.
we established this in
Little Mermaid.
Dogs
Yeah.
are stupid.
And the teens arrive at their place, which is across the street,
Yeah.
and Tommy and Trish go out to sort of meet and greet them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they instantly leave after meeting Corey Feldman. They're like, nope.
Later, Sarah, one of the teenagers, is talking to Samantha.
Ah, see, I could never
Yeah.
figured out that.
Samantha is dating Paul. So they're sharing a room together. And Sarah has to share a bedroom with Doug, but
Right.
it's bunk beds
Yes.
because they're not dating.
No.
Right. Over
And
at...
doesn't Samantha basically slut shames Sarah as well? She's
They
like,
have a really boring conversation
It's
about
like a weird
sex.
conversation. It's like, fuck, but she goes, you'll sleep with anyone. Pretty much. She's
Yeah.
like, not anyone. She goes, guys lie about those things all the time. It's like, Wow, these are different times.
You just have a reputation, Samantha.
Yeah, and she's always disappointed that she doesn't have a reputation.
Yeah, Sarah's like, why does no one call me a slut?
Yeah,
Maybe if you put out. Also, Sarah looks like Sarah Jessica Parker a bit.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Over at the other house, the family... Get used to this, by the way. This film cuts between the two houses a lot.
Yes.
So we've got the family house and the teen house. So over at the family house, Trish and her mother are sat reading, and Trish announces that she's going to bed. Trish's mother is reading a newspaper article all about the recent massacre, but they never
yesterday.
mention this. They never talk to each other about the fact that many people have been killed in this area.
Oh, at one point she does have a go at Corey Feldman for leaving the front door open. She goes, "What if the psycho just walks in?" And that's the only mention really it gets.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
They're completely oblivious. But so they're aware that it's happened, but they're like, "Well, he's dead now, isn't he?"
Yeah, I guess. Upstairs, Tommy is in bed watching one of the teens across the street get undressed in a window because it's the 1980s.
Yeah. This is the era of porkies.
The next day, whilst walking through the woods, Crispin Glover is moaning about BJ Betty to Ted. And at this point, I've now figured out who all the teens are, right?
Right.
We've got Samantha and Paul. They're banging.
Yes.
We've got Sarah and Doug, not banging.
Right.
We've got Ted and Jimmy,
Not
not
banging.
banging. Anyway, so that's our 6 teens.
Okay. And then we get 2 more edits.
Yeah, and then more come along. Anyway, as the teens are walking along, they encounter identical twins, Tina and Terry.
Tina and Terry.
Yep.
Right, Tina and Terry are full of shit as well, because they're like, "Oh, where's Crystal Point?" And they go, "Actually, we're heading that way ourselves." Like, you're not, you're coming the other way.
Yeah.
You're going the opposite
So
direction.
The teens are heading for the lake, and this is where they meet Tina and Terry, and they say, "Oh, it's a long walk. We're going there as well, but it's a long walk." But you're not going there. If you're both going there, how come you're meeting going opposite fucking directions?
Also, it isn't that fucking far away, because in a minute, fucking Corey Feldman and Trish pull up in the car. They can hear them, and Corey Feldman just walks over there in minutes.
Yeah, it is weird. So the teens go with the twins to the lake, except for Sarah, who heads back on her own to get the car for some reason.
But yeah, for no reason at all.
It's like, when they're like, "Oh, it's a long walk. Oh, I'm going to go get the car."
Yeah.
Well, okay, should we wait? No, I'm just going to go.
And yeah,
why?
Wooded tracks as well.
Yeah.
You're not going to get the car down there.
Yeah, I don't understand. It's like, well, if you're getting the car, we'll just wait here.
Yeah.
Or we'll all go get the car. Or we'll wait for you to come along in the car and
Or
take
you'll
us.
just stop being a bell end and we'll not get the car at all.
Yeah, I don't... What?
Yeah.
Oh, dear. Oh, and Ted and Jimmy, they get boners over the twins.
Yes.
Because they're hot twins.
And was it whoever the girl is who walks back for the car? She goes back. She starts walking backwards for ages. She's all, spooked by something.
So Sarah, now heading back through the woods on her own, gets spooked by the film's sinister music, as it happens in all these films. And then she gets really spooked when she bumps into a branch.
Because she's been walking backwards for 10 minutes.
In the woods! Silly. Over the lake, everyone starts getting naked because Paul just shouts, "Skinny dip!"
Yeah.
And they all
we all know when somebody shouts out, doesn't matter where you are, what you're doing, you have to get naked.
Yep, they all start stripping, including the twins. Is that weird?
Well, the twins.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, then they're swimming together. I guess
They get naked together.
There's a lot of porn about it.
But it's, yeah.
Yeah. Does
get-
it count as
I get that
ancestral?
twins are close,
Yeah.
and they basically have the same body,
Yeah.
but it's still getting naked in front of your sister. I don't know.
I don't know how it works. I don't know what the rules are for twins.
I don't know. It's kind of weird. So anyway, they all get naked apart from Jimmy because he's Crispin Glover. Or he's slowly, everyone else is naked, he's slowly getting undressed.
Very like
I guess.
pantaloons.
Yeah. At this point, Trish and Tommy and Gordon arrive at the lake, and Tommy gets to see a bunch of naked men and women.
Yeah.
By the way, he's 10. So they immediately leave.
Yeah. Yeah, Trish is like, don't look.
But he's like, well, I want to see. He's like, oh, let's just go. We need to get you out of here. This is just so inappropriate. But their car breaks down and sinister music starts playing. Trish gets Tommy to fix the car because even though he's only 10 years old, she's a woman.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, just fix it. I was like,
Yeah.
he's 11.
Yeah.
He's
He's there trying to...
an 11-year-old mechanic.
Yeah, she's just sat there surely the person that knows how to drive knows more about cars than the 10-year-old boy. But
He's like, I need a screwdriver.
Back over at the lake, Sarah has arrived at some point. It was never sort of I don't know how she got back, but she's just back, I guess, with the car. And she isn't naked. Stuck-up bitch.
Yeah.
Samantha tells...
Got ourselves a reader.
Yeah, a thinker. Ooh, boring. Samantha tells Sarah if she doesn't get naked and get in the lake, she'll drown herself. And she does.
Yep. Just disappears under the water.
Samantha...
And that's the end of her.
Samantha drowns herself.
Yeah.
It's
Like
like...
a tantrum.
Yeah, underwater for fucking ages, and then her body floats out under
Yeah.
the pontoon. But she's not dead. She then pulls Sarah into the water
Yeah.
because she's a
Because it's all
bitch.
japes.
Yeah. Ha ha ha.
Hijinks.
Back over at the broken down car, Tommy is still trying to fix it when he gets a jump scare from a young hunter, hitchhiker, camper guy
Yep.
who offers to help them with the car. And I'm like, another character. Another fucking character.
What do you
Great.
think?
What's-
That's how you feel. How do you think Jason feels? He's like, oh,
I've got my work cut out for me this time.
so many to kill.
This is Rob.
Rob, is that his name?
Yeah, and Rob fixes the car with a knife.
I called him Bear Hunter for the rest of the fucking film because I've missed his name, and he says he's hunting bear, which is
Well,
a lie.
it's... Yeah, so we've got the family of 3,
Yep,
6 teens,
yep. Plus 2 twins.
plus 2 twins, plus Rob,
Plus Rob, yeah.
plus a dog.
Plus the dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Jason is going to be busy.
Yep.
Stuff you got to go out with the bang. It's the final chapter. So, after he's fixed the car with his knife, somehow, they give Rob a lift to their house for some reason, and he mentions that he's hunting bear, and then inquires if there's any kids around.
Yeah, I know, immediately. They're like, oh, you should get in. Like, we've just met you and you just fixed the car with a knife.
Yeah.
So you should definitely get in, yeah. And he's like, yeah. Because what are you hunting? Bear. And he goes, so is there any kids about?
Yeah.
Like, just, on holiday or anything? It's like,
Well, yeah,
alright.
actually, 6 of them, like, oh, 6, you say? All right, Jimmy
old,
Savile,
roughly?
fucking hell.
Yeah. It's such a weird question. Just coming, and they don't bat an eyelid, though.
No.
Like, it's fucking
Yeah,
hell.
odd. We then get to the house. When they get to the house, Tommy drags Rob up to his bedroom because he's got something that he wants to show him.
Yeah, come to my bedroom. I've got something to show you. Now, this is why you keep getting molested, Tommy. Either that, or they're just going to flip the fucking... Tommy's going to molest him.
Maybe. He goes up and he shows him his collection of masks.
Yeah.
So Tommy makes his own kind of horror mask.
Horror-themed masks.
Yeah.
Like
And,
the alien one, apparently.
Yeah, if you were... I mean, like, if some 10-year-old was like, come and see my Halloween masks. Like, all right, mate. And then they show you and you'd be like, oh, yeah, they're pretty cool, yeah. I like, yeah. Just pander to them. It's fucking 10-year-old. Doesn't matter. But no, not Rob. He's like, amazing.
Yeah.
Whoa. Like, really, like, intense and kind of sultry almost.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's fucking weird.
Yeah, Rob is an Amber Alert.
Anyway, over at the other house, the teen house, the teens have returned from the lake and Samantha and Paul are sucking each other's faces off. And Jimmy puts on some music. It's like a 80s glam metal song.
Yeah.
And then he asked one of the twins to dance. Remember, 80s glam metal is playing.
Yeah.
He asked one of the twins to dance like it's prom. Like, hey, would you care to dance with me? Like, anyway, she agrees, and then Crispin Glover
This is amazing.
does
This is so
the
good.
weirdest fucking dance I have ever seen in my life.
That man has some moves.
Like, if you're watching this, we'll show a clip. If you're not and you're just listening, imagine Ian Curtis combined with Elaine from Seinfeld when she does that awful dance.
Ian Curtis while having one of his fits.
Yeah, it's just how anyone kept a straight face during that.
I mean, Crispin Glover is famously odd.
Yes.
So, I mean, I wonder how many takes that. I bet he kept doing it every time. There's like, Crispin, can you just dance like a normal person? Yeah, no worries. And he just did that again every single time. To the event, I was like, fuck it, we'll just leave it in.
Yeah, I think that apparently like that is how he dances. They said like that was all him. That's how he used to dance in clubs.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Oh, Crispin. Fucking weird bloke.
Fucking lunatic.
Paul changes the music to a slower love song, most likely just to get Jimmy to stop fucking dancing.
Yeah. Well, it's like some sort of horrendous jazz, like
Yeah.
slow jazz.
Yeah.
He puts on.
Ted forces himself on the other twin, who pushes him off. So the twin pushes him off to try and flirt and dance with Paul, despite his girlfriend Samantha being right there.
Like there.
Yes. She doesn't get anywhere with him, so decides to dance with Ted, and Jimmy dances with the other. Sarah, just not in this scene, neither is Doug, actually. No, just not there. Never mind. Outside, outside the other house, Rob is leaving to head back into the wilderness to hunt bear and look for kids. And Trish is saying her goodbyes, and he gives her a peck on the cheek, which is weird.
Yeah.
What the fuck? I've known you 2 hours, and you spent most of that time with my 10-year-old brother in his room.
Yep.
But okay, just kiss me. Why not? You freak.
There's like there's people in these films that just deserve to be murdered, and Trish is definitely up there.
Rob, Axel, yeah.
Yeah, even the mum didn't have too much to say about him coming into the house. She was just like, "Oh, who are you?" But he's already upstairs. Oh, he's already in Tommy's room. He lives here now.
He's this guy we met. He's also got a rifle and a bunch of knives on him.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Back over at the teen house, there's beer being drunk and they're partying, and the writers have remembered to put Sarah and Doug in this scene, which is nice. And the twins are getting shit-faced, and it's Tina has another go at dancing with Paul, again, right in front of Samantha, and everyone is super not comfortable with this.
Yep.
Tina has no shame.
No, she just does not care.
Everyone's just kind of looking at their feet like,
yeah,
what's
she's a
she doing?
sociopath.
Yeah, it's super fucking awkward. So Samantha storms off, and Sarah goes after her, but Doug, he stops her because he wants to dance with Sarah.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, Samantha, she goes, right, if you two are going to go, I'm going because it's suddenly got a big cold in here for me. So you're going to go and skinny dip in the lake outside.
And so Tina dances all sexy with Paul while smirking at Ted, who she rejected earlier, who's looking pretty miserable. Tina is the worst.
She is. Like,
She's just...
psychotic.
Yeah. She's worse than me. What kind of bitch does that? Fucking whore. I can't wait to kill that one. Jesus.
Yeah, Jason definitely has something against her. Like, we'll get to it. But...
Out in the woods, by the lake, an upset Samantha gets naked.
for no reason. Literally.
She hears a noise and she thinks it's Paul.
Yeah.
There's no
he's still
noise.
dancing
Again,
with-
it's the film's music.
Yeah.
Paul? No.
No.
No, it's just the quartet in the corner. Don't mind. Anyway, so she goes for a swim alone in the dark, naked.
Yeah.
And she swims out to a dinghy in the lake. And she gets in the dinghy and she says, Paul,
Like 100 times.
I know you're out there.
Yeah.
Paul, you're in the middle of a fucking lake. He's not out there. He's not there. You silly cow.
Like, if you're swimming out into that lake as well, because that water's like black.
Yeah.
Like it's that dark. Like if you're swimming, you deserve everything you get. Like leeches in the vagina.
After that nonsense, Jason leaps out the water and kills her.
Yeah, in a throwback to the first film, or not.
Yeah, I guess it is, but I don't
bet
reckon,
they
I
thought
don't
that
reckon
as
they thought that.
This is an homage to the first film.
No, I don't think they did.
Do you not?
I reckon maybe a fan pointed out later and they're like, yeah, that's what we meant to do. Yeah, definitely. Back over at the teen house, Paul finally decides that dancing with Tina maybe isn't a good idea, so he leaves. So Tina now decides, well, I guess I'll dance with Jimmy.
Yep.
Literally anyone but Ted.
She's literally moved round every bloke like at this party.
Except for Ted.
Except for Ted, yeah. She's
Yeah.
she's ghosted Ted. And Doug.
Yeah, but Doug's, actually I'll say, Doug's kind of with Sarah, but that wouldn't stop Tina.
No, not at all. It's lucky he wasn't in the scene.
This film is basically a teen soap opera.
Yeah.
At this point.
This is like Dawson's Creek with Jason.
Then she decides that she wants to fuck Jimmy and she takes him upstairs. This just leaves Ted and Terry because, again, the writers have forgot to put Sarah and Doug in this scene. They're there, they're not there. And Terry rejects Ted because fuck Ted.
Yeah.
I think
he's
Ted
horrendous.
is supposed to be like the jester of the film, but
Yeah, but he's got nothing funny to say.
no, or interesting.
No.
No, he's got nothing. He's no Shelby.
No.
No.
He keeps saying, "Do you want to give Teddy Bear a kiss?" It's like, dude, he tries
That's
it
his- three
it's like
times?
3 times. It's
Yeah.
like, man, fuck, just no.
No.
Stop saying it.
We then cut over to Paul making his way to the lake in his underwear. He got undressed whilst walking, I guess.
Yeah, I know.
Just stripping as he walked along.
Samantha.
So by the time he gets to the lake, he's just stood there in his
Yeah.
underwear.
How did he know that he was going to have to be like, I'm going out to look for her, but I'd better. All these clothes are holding me down.
Anyway, he discovers Samantha's body, and then he gets a harpoon through the dick.
Yeah, well, he swims out to the dinghy, doesn't he? And he gets over, he's like, oh, like fucking swims. Yeah. Where's Jason carrying all these weapons?
I store them underwater. Obviously.
But yeah, he fucking harpoons him because he just stabbed her with a knife or something through the dinghy.
Yeah.
And now he's harpooned. Like, he's just like going to be carrying he's got a whole backpack full of different weapons.
It's like a video game.
Yeah.
Don't think about it too much. He screams in agony, and Rob, remember Rob, the hunter of
Bear
bears
hunter.
and kids? He's nearby in his tent, and he hears this, so he arms himself with a machete. He's got a rifle, but he takes a machete.
It's a fucking big machete
Yes.
as well. It's like
And he
that
heads
big.
off to investigate. At this point, it very much seems like Rob will be our hero,
Yeah.
the one to kill Jason. He's not a teen like all the victims.
No, he's about
a bit
35.
older. Yeah. He's a big guy.
Yeah.
He's a hunter. He's armed. Like, this is going to... I reckon... At this point, I was like, this is going to be our hero.
Well, yeah, because I don't remember seeing this one before. Like, and I was like, why have they called it the final chapter? Like, is there a definitive kill of Jason? Is this what we're gonna see?
Yeah. While he's looking around, he sees Jason back over by his tent. So he runs back only to find Jason has broken his rifle in half and scrunched up his map.
You got there just before, and Jason's like, oh, hello.
But why is he just...
Can't read your map anymore.
Yeah, he hasn't ripped it up. He's just scrunched it up.
wiped
I'll
his
wipe
ass
my
with it.
ass with it. Take that, you fucking paedophile. Yeah.
He's like shit on his pillow.
It's just like, oh no. He's like, he broke my rifle and that. Oh, he scrunched my map up. I'll never get these creases out. Jason, you bastard.
Stolen the batteries out of his portable speaker.
And his mosquito repellent. That'll teach you.
Cut holes in his mosquito net. He won't be able to sleep tonight.
Back over at the teen house, Jimmy is about to get lucky with Tina. The bed breaks.
Yeah.
Hilarious. End of scene.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
The comedy.
Meanwhile, downstairs, Ted has found an old porno film. And I mean old.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a Victorian.
It's a silent movie with
Yeah.
tits in it, basically. So him, Terry, Sarah, and Doug watch it.
Yeah.
Great.
Now, you wouldn't think Sarah would be like... Sarah's like that sort of character where she'd be like, oh, I'm not watching this.
prude,
It's terrible.
yeah.
But no, she's all right with it.
Yeah. Terry, she's had enough of watching the porn, so she decides to go and get Tina. So she goes upstairs to the door and tells her that they've got to leave. In a Cockney accent for some reason. Did you notice this?
No, I didn't.
It was really weird. 'Cause obviously, they're American.
Yeah.
They're identical twins. But for some reason, Terry's like, Tina, we got to go. And Tina says, no, I'm not going. You go on your own. So, I don't leave without you.
It's like EastEnders.
Yeah. It's just that one scene. I mean, she doesn't really have any lines, but her voice kind of sounds like this.
Yeah.
All right.
Can't, Tina, Dirty Den told us that we couldn't leave,
Yeah.
we couldn't be separated.
Come on, Tina, don't be such a slag. Let's go.
Yeah, Sharon's going to go nuts, mate.
Yeah, it's weird. And then, yeah, especially as she's talking to Tina, who sounds like really like, no, go on your own, but I don't leave without you. Weird.
There's a whole spin-off of just how they've only just like come together. Like,
It's like the Parent Trap.
yeah, like they was living in two separate countries until just recently, and they've just reunited in Crystal Lake.
Maybe that's what it's meant to be.
It's their
like a
first
piss take
holiday
of,
together.
It's like a piss take of the Parent Trap, where one of them's English and one's American.
One twin in London, one twin in New York. They come together with Jason. Hilarity ensues.
I love long lost twin stories. I love that shit. You ever see it on like TLC? So Terry leaves the house on her own, and it's now raining, and there's a thunderstorm, which seems to happen in every one of these films.
Yeah.
Outside, she is killed in actually a pretty impressive shot. So obviously it's raining,
Yeah.
and she's out getting the bike, and it's a single shot. It doesn't cut. And the camera pans, it doesn't pan, it moves past Terry and goes up to the house. And as a flash of lightning hits the house, you see the shadow of him stabbing her, and then it's gone.
Yeah.
Like the timing that must have gone into that, it's quite impressive. I don't know what it's doing in this film. It's wasted in this movie.
It is a good shot.
Yeah, so she is stabbed with like what I guess a pitchfork or something. Obviously, it's all in
probably
silhouette,
maybe the harpoon
all in
again.
shadow. You can't really see. Back inside, Sarah tells Doug that she wants to bang him in the most stupid and roundabout way possible. The dialogue is so dumb. They're sat there, and she says, "I think I'm gonna go upstairs." And Doug says, "Oh, are you tired?" She says, "No." Doug, can you sleep in the bottom bunk tonight? Oh, okay. Do you want to sleep in the top one? No. Okay.
So I'll just sleep on the sofa then.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Sarah, listen, I'm a teen in the 80s. I'm not very smart. Do you want to bang? So she heads upstairs to freshen up. Over at the other house, the family house, Mother arrives home and the electricity is out.
Again, this happens in every film as well.
Yeah, something that happens in all these films.
Jason is an electrician.
That's true. I wired my Unabomber shack.
Oh, yeah. And a plumber.
I plumbed in the toilet, I wired the shack. Also, the mother can't find anyone in the house. Trish and Tommy and even Gordon, the dog, they're not there. They're missing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She doesn't do that good a job of looking, though, really. She just wanders around downstairs calling their names out and trying all of the lights. She's like, well, the kitchen light doesn't work. Maybe the living room. Maybe the stairs.
I think the power's out.
Working. Yeah. But then she doesn't really look. And then she goes outside, doesn't she?
So Mother ventures outside and is suddenly scared shitless by something before we cut away to Trish and Tommy, and I assume Gordon, driving somewhere in the dark, in the rain.
Yeah. And that's the end of Mrs. Jarvis. We never see her again.
No, and that's the end of that scene with them driving.
Yeah.
I guess, are they heading back from the lake?
I don't know where they've been.
No, because they brought Rob back, didn't they?
Yeah, they've already been home.
So they went out again.
Went out again.
Oh,
but like 3 in the morning.
And also the mum was home. So where's she been?
Yeah.
Fuck knows. Fuck, what's going on?
Yeah, the passage of time doesn't travel the same as it
It's-
does everywhere else in this film.
No.
It's just like kind of all over the place. Like it's 2 o'clock in the morning, it's 4 o'clock in the evening. It's like
really weird. We then cut to a quick shot of Sarah getting herself ready to get a rail. That's that. Before cutting to Trish and Tommy arriving back at their house to discover that Mother isn't there and the lights don't work.
Yeah.
So Trish now heads out into the rain looking for Mother and stumbles upon Rob's tent,
Well, first she goes, right,
which
I'm
apparently
going
is like in the garden.
Yeah. Because I'm going to find Mum. And she's like, Tommy, you stay here and fix the lights, because Tommy's an 11-year-old electrician as well as
That explains how the lights are working later. Because I was like, what the fuck? He's a mechanic and electrician.
This guy's...
He's like a mini Jason.
I mean, yeah, this kid's IQ must be massive. Like, he can fix cars, he can fix the electrics, he makes all these, like, Hollywood-level masks.
Yeah. Like Tom Savini-level masks who worked on this film.
Yeah, what's the special effects supervisor?
Christ.
Yeah, it's just fucking nuts.
So yeah, Trish heads out into the rain looking for Mother, stumbles upon Rob's tent within like a minute of walking. So like I said, he's just camping in their garden.
Yep.
And she decides to hide in his tent for a bit before Rob arrives and tries to machete her before realising it's Trish.
This is like this. It's the poorest attempt at finding her mum ever. I'm
Yeah.
going to go and find Mum. She walks this far and just gets in his tent and just sits there. I'm like, what? Is she in here? No. Move on then, Trish.
I'm still searching the tent.
Yeah. Can you imagine when the police turn up at the end of this and they're like, "Where's your mother gone?" Because well, I tried looking for her in Rob's tent. Then we don't know.
Yeah, that's it. Cut back to the teen house where Jimmy is in bed with Tina post-bang.
Yeah.
And Jimmy is asking for a review of his performance.
Basically, yeah.
And she says he was incredible. Good for Jimmy.
Yeah.
I knew he
a
had
liar.
it in him.
She's a liar, but good for Jimmy.
Yeah. No, I reckon he did. You saw how rhythmic he was with his dancing. I reckon the boy's got moves. Jimmy heads downstairs where Ted is still watching the old porno just to rub it in his face that he got laid.
Yeah, this is like an awful scene as well. It does not paint Jimmy in a good light because he basically comes down, sits next to him, and hands him her fucking knickers, her panties, and he's like, "There you go." And like Teddy's like, just laughing maniacally for some reason. But yeah, Jimmy's basically like, Jimmy's like, banged her, smell my fingers. It's awful.
That's it. It's like, what is it? Give an ugly guy a chance. He thinks he rules the world.
Just smell my dick.
Jimmy then heads to the kitchen to get some wine, and he gets a corkscrew stabbed through his hand, and then a meat cleaver to the face.
Yeah. Right. Now, this is in the kitchen. Teddy is in the living room, which is this far away.
Yeah,
it's literally, but he can't hear anything. Like Jason's so fucking skillful and quick that he stabs what's his Crispin Glover's like hand with the thing, and he opens his mouth in this silent scream, and then he machetes him in the face before he can make a noise.
But he doesn't hear anything.
Yeah, doesn't hear anything at all.
No.
It's hardly a ninja kill, is it? This it's kind of messy.
Yeah. But I think Ted's going to be stoned.
Still.
I don't know. Is he having trouble opening that bottle of wine in there? Also, we never... you never see the killer in these scenes, really. Like, it just doesn't. What's the point of this? What's the point of hiding it? Like it's
Yeah,
a
we all
mystery?
know it's Jason.
Yeah. I think it's worth taking time, a moment here, to ask ourselves who's doing the killing.
Jason,
Because I'm not on screen.
Jason keeps calling a meeting in the living room. Oh, it could be any one of us.
Yeah. Where was Terry when Jimmy got killed? Huh?
Fucking maggots coming out the side of his head.
There's Jason with Poirot's there. Like, I reckon it was you. Oh, whoa, there, Mr. Mustache. You haven't looked at all the facts.
Columbo, yeah. Just one more question, one more thing.
Yeah, they hide the fact, like, you never really see Jason doing the killing. It's like, we know it's him.
Yeah.
So why aren't we getting, we need more Jason action. We need to see.
It's kind of after sort
They
of
do it in
now
the
they start
third
showing a
one
bit
as
more.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's weird. Anyway, Tina upstairs notices through the window that Terry's bike is still outside.
Yeah.
When suddenly, Jason smash grabs her through the window and launches her out of the window onto a car.
He's just been down in the kitchen
Yep.
seconds before.
Yep.
I mean, this is where like the whole thing that Jason can teleport. Like, it's,
Yeah.
I mean, it gets worse after this film, I think, but this is where it's starting to show. But yeah, like, so he's down in the kitchen and then he's immediately outside of her window, and
Which
he
is
just-
a story up.
yeah, which is a story up. Like,
Spider-Man!
it's like,
Spider-Man!
But yeah, and he just comes through and just launches her.
Yeah. The thing is, and yeah, so she is thrown out of the window, lands on a car roof, and this kills her. This wouldn't kill you.
No.
It's one floor.
Yeah, it's
And like a broken bone,
yeah,
like a
it'd
busted
fuck you
shoulder
up a
for
little
sure,
bit,
but
yeah.
death? No.
no.
Come on.
Also, again, this is now a smashed window, like, and somebody bouncing off the car, and all of the windows in the car smashing out.
Oh yeah, she hits it with some real force.
yeah, yeah.
Like,
And Teddy's still like, boobs. So weird. Like,
yeah. And it's not like the film's really loud. It's a silent movie.
yeah.
It's ridiculous. Back over at Rob's tent, he reveals that his sister was killed by Jason, and that he's not really hunting Bear or kids, he's hunting Jason. The scene lasts about as long as it's taken me to say this sentence.
Yeah,
That's it.
his sister is Sandra from part 2.
Yes, yes.
Again, which happened 2 days ago.
Or maybe 2 years ago. Don't.
It doesn't matter. No. Time is a man-made construct.
Yeah, he's not really hunting bears or kids, he's there for Jason. Who saw that coming?
Yeah,
Literally everyone.
Especially as
Even I saw that coming.
with the timing of this film, she goes like, well, he's dead. He's in the hospital. And he goes, no, he's definitely alive. I mean, he was in the hospital this morning. I mean,
Yeah.
this is only one day. How is he like fucking, my Jason sense is tingling. Like my sister's killer has revived himself and scrambled out of the morgue.
Yes, so I've come from Connecticut.
Yeah. I ran all the way here on my bear hunter legs. Yeah, it makes no sense. Like, time does not have any relevance in this fucking
No.
universe.
Over at the teen house, Sarah and Doug are banging in the shower while Ted is still watching the porn.
Yep.
When he's finally killed, poor Ted. He's stabbed through the back of the head through the projection screen.
Yes.
Then it's finally, I have to say, I feel a bit bad about this one. He was such a fucking loser.
He definitely died a virgin.
Yeah, Ted was a fucking loser.
Definitely.
Yeah, he gets up to like molest the screen,
Yeah.
and he
that's-
tries to kiss the teddy line.
Do you
on
want to
it.
kiss the teddy bear? It's like, it's a...
It's a film.
It's
It's
a
a
film.
screen, and yeah, he stabs him through the projection screen.
Yeah.
Ah, dear.
Jason's like doing him a service. He's like just putting him out of his misery. He's like,
Yeah, basically.
sleep.
You're going to a better place, son.
Think
Back-
of the 50,000 virgins or whatever you're going to get there.
Back upstairs, Sarah and Doug have finished banging, and Doug says, "Sarah, I think I'm in heaven." To which Sarah replies, "I think I'm in love."
Yeah.
To which Doug says, "What?" He definitely heard
heard
it. What's that? Sorry, the shower's really loud. Jesus Christ.
Oh, I can barely hear you. It's a terrible line. We're not on the phone, Doug.
What have I done? Shit. Sarah goes to dry her hair, leaving Doug in the shower, where he is killed by face squishing.
Yeah. Like, yeah, it squeezes it. Like, did his eyes start to pop out? or something?
Yeah.
But
Jason
yeah.
basically just smushes his face into the wall.
He smashes through the thing. Again, nobody hears.
No. The hairdryer's going.
Yeah, she's got the hairdryer going, so she doesn't hear the huge smashing of all the glass. Yeah, and he squeezes his face up against it, and then she's like, oh, I better go and check on Doug.
The man I love.
Yeah.
Sarah returns to the bathroom to find Squish-Face Doug.
Well, now he's like not only squish-faced,
been
but he's
pinned
also
up.
been impaled on the glass, on the jagged glass.
Yes.
So like it's like down like that.
He's just pretending to be dead.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, this was a mistake.
So she runs screaming, just wearing a towel, downstairs, and she gets an axe launched into her chest through a door.
I love this bit.
We then immediately cut to Tommy walking through a doorway. Is it supposed to look like Tommy's killed her? Because it does.
Well, I didn't think that.
Terrible editing.
It's just like she gets up to the door and the door goes poof, and then she's just got an axe in her.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, that's fucking fantastic.
And she's on the floor, like, oh, and then it cuts to a doorway Tommy's walking through. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, is it? Right. Okay. So anyway, we're now in Tommy's house, and Trish and Rob return. Oh, yeah, the lights now work, because Tommy fixed them. And Rob says he's going next door, and Trish insists that she goes with him and leave her little brother alone again.
Yeah, like literally, she's like, it's fucking dangerous, but you stay here on your own.
So-
And then Rob goes, hold the fork, Tommy.
Yeah.
But you're not my dad.
Yeah. Also, I'm 10,
Yeah.
and you haven't even given me, like, a weapon.
Yeah.
And I know you've got loads, because you're hunting bear and kids. You fucking
Just set up
paedophile.
some, like,
Home Alone. Did you
Home
see that
Alone
movie Home
traps,
Alone that's
yeah.
not been made yet?
it's another 15 years till it comes out. But still.
Yeah. Oh, and at this point we get a scene, it cuts to a scene of Jason pulling like a black box off the side of the building. There's like,
Oh, the phone lines.
is that what it is?
Yeah, it's like ripping the phone cables off.
It's never mentioned that the phone, no one tries to phone anyone.
Yeah, Trish does. She gets in the house and starts trying to ring, and she can't get through to anything. That's when they decide to leave Tommy with no form of communication to the outside world either.
Oh, yeah, I was just like, oh, I didn't know what it was.
Yeah,
It's just a black box.
Yeah, it's the phone lines. And
But it's not attached to anything.
It just falls out.
Doesn't make any sense. It's literally just a black box on the side of a building. There's no wires or anything.
No.
Fucking stupid.
But yeah, that's when she tries to use the phone. And she's like, right, me and you, Rob, we're going to go. Tommy, you stay here and potentially die.
Yeah. On your own, no communication, no weapons.
No, there's
Hold the
literally
fort.
nothing to save you here.
Yeah, well, off we go. So Rob and Trish head over to the teen house with Gordon, and Rob heads into the basement. Trish is left alone, and then Gordon is either thrown or jumps through a window.
Yeah, Gordon
what the hell's
kills
going
himself
on?
for no reason. He just goes upstairs and then he's like,
Is he upstairs?
jumps out the window.
There's like a dog yelp noise,
Yeah.
and then a cut to the dog jumping.
I mean, quite obviously jumping.
yeah, and smashing through the glass.
Yeah, I don't know if it's supposed to be
then
Jason
is
has
he-
thrown it out.
Is he dead? What's going on? It's
don't know.
really unclear.
But yeah, he definitely that dog jumps out of the window. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about
Yeah.
it. You see it launch itself. So if it's supposed to look like Jason has thrown it, that's an epic fail. But yeah, it just looks like Gordon was like, I'm just gonna have a look upstairs. Oh no, hang on, I'm just gonna throw myself out this window.
Yeah, and I guess maybe run away.
Yeah.
Or die. Don't know.
Fuck knows.
Don't know what's happened there.
But
at
fucking, I mean, if Tina died, then Gordon's dead.
all. I was gonna say dogs land on their feet. That's cats. Yeah, I guess Gordon is dead. So Trish makes her way upstairs. Meanwhile, Tommy, at the other house, has found a bunch of newspaper clippings amongst Rob's stuff, all about Jason and the killings, including an artist's rendition of Jason.
Yeah,
They did me dirty! I don't look like that! Well, I'm more handsome than this! What the fuck? It's a bad drawing.
Baby Jason. It is, yeah.
With bald head and all ugly. Back at the teen house, Trish finds Doug's body and runs into the basement to get Rob. And then I'm not really sure what happens because it was so dark I couldn't see what was happening on the screen. But Rob is killed in the basement.
Right, well, yeah, because I was like, has Trish got stuck in the stairs?
They're going up
They're
the
going
stairs.
upstairs, but they stop for some reason.
I think a stair collapses.
Something like that, and I think Trish might be stuck, and then
He
fucking
drops something.
Rob, yeah, and he goes, "Oh, hang on," and he goes back.
He
to
goes,
get it.
yeah.
And then Jason, who's been in the cellar the whole time, even though Rob's been in there for like 10 minutes now, just looking around with the torch,
And he threw the dog out the window, apparently.
Yeah, Jason now goes, "Blah!"
Yeah. So Jason, he goes back to get something. So it's really dark, can't see
Yeah.
what's happening.
And Trish definitely isn't stuck in this because she runs.
No.
At this point.
So he goes back to get whatever it is. This is where Jason jumps up. He kills Rob. So Trish runs off, only to immediately turn around and go back into the basement and take a look at, I guess, Rob's body. But again, it was very dark, so who knows? Yeah. Unsurprisingly, Jason is still there.
Yeah.
And he grabs her by the foot before she manages to machete him away.
Well, she
and
waves
escapes
this giant machete
a second time.
Like, waves this giant machete around and just manages to kind of nick him like a tiny little bit.
Yeah.
Like,
so she escapes again. And then she goes on the whole body finding thing, which happens in every one of these films.
Well, because Jason's had a bit of a tidy. He's moved all the bodies. Jason does love to clear up after himself a little bit. But then he's like...
Feng shui!
Yeah, he just poses all the dead bodies in fun and jokey ways.
Yeah. So, yeah, it happens in every one of these films. There is at least 5 minutes dedicated to someone going around finding all of the bodies, the people we've seen killed.
Posed.
Yeah, posed around. At this point, everyone is dead but Tommy and Trish.
Yeah.
And possibly Gordon.
But yeah, we don't know.
We don't know.
Trish, and maybe even Mrs. Jarvis. We have no idea where she
went.
That's
true, yeah. Trish goes back to her house and they start nailing the door shut. But Jason does one of his signature moves. They all smash in a window by throwing a body through it.
Made of gravy. Yeah. He's just like...
smashes it through.
It's a fantastic shot.
Yeah, like the whole window goes. Yeah. And it's Rob's body that's been thrown through.
There.
Yeah. I love that. It's quick, it's effective, it's shocking. Yeah, they do it in, I think, all of these films. Yeah, someone's body gets launched through a fucking window.
You do it in the game as well. If you build up a certain amount of rage, you can just
if you kill them
walk
next
through.
to if you kill someone next to a window, Jason throws their corpse through, and then you can just walk through.
Yeah, but you can if you build up a certain amount of rage, and then because otherwise you have to kind of smash the doors down.
Yeah,
you can just walk through them like they're not even there.
But
it's fantastic. But also it doesn't. Like minutes later, it completely ruins it.
Yeah, despite having made himself an opening, Jason smashes through another window and grabs Tommy from behind. And Trish starts beating him in the head with a hammer.
Yeah.
Tommy is released and they head upstairs to barricade themselves in Tommy's room.
Yeah,
with a wardrobe. They put the wardrobe in front of the door.
Halfway across the door.
Yeah.
And then Jason turns up. Jason, who has just walked through a door, is now like, rattling the door, like knocking. Guys!
Eventually he just smashes through it. This wardrobe's no match for me.
He goes back for his axe.
Yeah.
Like in those 2 seconds where he's not banging on the door, Trish is like, where's he gone? He's got to get an axe.
So he's smashed through the wardrobe and he's kind of half in the door. And at this point, Trish picks up a TV and smashes it into his head, knocking him out. Yeah. It's actually quite funny.
Yeah. Because it's
probably like a fuck off.
Yeah. Those old TVs were heavy as shit.
But obviously Jason wakes up and he chases Trish out of the house, back over to the other house, upstairs, where Trish launches herself out of a window.
Yeah, which is like the common theme for a lot of people in this.
Yeah, she does a Gordon. I'm pretty sure it's the same window.
I'm pretty sure it's the same window.
Unlike Tina, though, she survives.
Yeah, which she looks dead.
Yeah. And also, when she lands, it's clearly a mat under the leaves.
It's really bouncy ground.
The floor bounces.
It's like...
So she survives, unlike Tina. And she walks back to her house, where Tommy is upstairs giving himself a haircut.
Yeah, like Tommy just starts washing his hair, then he's like, do you see him shaving it?
Bits
like,
of it, yeah.
This is not the time,
no.
Tommy.
Jason has followed and is again after Trish, but Trish is armed with a machete.
Yeah.
And he's having a bit of a hard time killing this one.
Yeah, she's like waving it about, and he's like, ugh.
Yeah.
It's like,
whoa there, whoa, calm down, you crazy bitch.
It's like The Shining with Wendy and the baseball bat.
Yeah. But he eventually he gets her on the ground, and it seems he's about to kill her. But then Tommy arrives downstairs, calling his name Jason, and revealing he has shaved his head to look like Jason.
He hasn't. He looks like Gollum from Lord of the Rings.
He looks weird.
He's going, Jason, remember me. I mean, this is a huge gamble to hope that Jason has seen Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. And
it's supposed to look like baby Jason.
It distracts Jason. Yeah. And it's like looking in a mirror, only not.
Only nothing like me at all.
Yeah. Only it's not me, because I'm a fully grown man. And this is a
Jason's
boy. It's so weird. But yeah, this is what he uses. He dresses up as Jason when he was a child.
Yeah.
To distract him.
But what's the logic in this? Like, Jason's going to go, hang on, that's tiny me.
Whoa! How could it be? What a fascinating turn of events. I must inquire, young me.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Why are you here like the ghost of Christmas past?
It's
Being
fucking
visited
nonsense.
by 3 spirits tonight, Jason.
One of them's me! Are they all me? Is the baghead coming back? It's fucking stupid as hell.
Yeah, it makes no sense at all. But Jason is like he starts to reach out like he's going to pick him up and give him a cuddle or something.
Yeah. But Trish smacks his mask off, and then Tommy machetes Jason through the head. But he ain't quite dead, so Tommy hacks him to death.
Oh yeah, she knocks the mask off, doesn't she? And then Tommy swings the machete and it goes into cuts into his head, so it's like halfway in his skull.
Yeah.
And then he falls down and he lands on it and it kind of pushes. It basically cuts his brain in half.
Yeah.
So there's no way he's coming back from that, but he instantly does. He just starts twitching.
Yeah.
So Tommy fucking loses his shit and runs over with the machete and hacks him while Trish is going Tommy, just hacks him to, I guess, mulch.
Yeah.
He's there for about an hour, just hacking at him.
He's already dead. Stop it.
Leave him be. He's had enough.
We then have a scene in the hospital, and Trish is recovering, and Tommy is still bold and weird looking.
Yeah.
And the film freeze frames on Tommy looking kind of nuts.
Yep.
The end. That was it.
That was it.
That was it.
That was it.
That was the final chapter.
That was the final chapter.
Or was it?
The definitive ending of Jason.
Yep.
I don't hate it.
I don't hate it either. I'd say it's one of the better sequels,
Yeah,
believe it or
so
not.
far, it's the one I've enjoyed the most. I think. I quite like the weirdness of Corey Feldman's character, Tommy Jarvis. Is
Yeah.
it's interesting.
Quite like Jason in this one.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, Jason. This is where we're getting to the point where he's becoming this unstoppable force of hatred or whatever. And I like that. But yeah, I think this has upped its game in terms of writing. I mean, not.
We know we make it sound bad, but this is better.
Yeah, this is 100% better than any of the ones that have come before it. I feel like this is a good step in the franchise.
Right at the end.
And then there was no more ever made.
It is. It's missing a Doomsayer though.
Oh yeah,
There's no Doomsayer character, and there's no real jester prankster character.
No, 'cause
Ted is
shit.
a bit, but Ted's terrible.
Yeah, he's an awful.
There's no
character.
Shelby or the other one.
No.
But yeah, I think thought this was kind of better than
Yeah, some of the kills were good.
yeah.
I do like chucking Tina out the window, because she flies.
Yeah, I quite liked Tina and Terry.
Yep.
They were just these random teens, and now we're friends with you. Let's come back to yours and all this stuff. Yeah, it was odd. Yeah, definitely one of the better sequels.
Yeah.
The best one we've done so far.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Without shadow of a doubt.
Excuse me. Some trivia for this movie. The budget of this was $2.6 million. It grossed $32 million.
Wow.
What a shame it's the last one.
Can't imagine. Yeah, why did they make more?
Bonnie Hellman, who plays the hitchhiker, is probably the most prolific actor to appear in a Friday the 13th movie, second only to Kevin Bacon.
Oh, wow.
She has appeared in, are you ready for this?
Yep.
Knight Rider, LA Law, Murder, She Wrote, Home Improvement, Beverly Hills 90210, Sister Sister, Anger Management, the Adam Sandler film,
Yeah.
My Name is Earl, Desperate Housewives, Parks and Rec, Raising Hope, Weeds, Two Broke Girls, Glee, Glow, and most recently, the David O. Russell film Amsterdam.
Oh, wow.
She's had a long
That's insane,
career. Yeah. But obviously in this movie, no lines,
Yeah, no,
killed in
and-
30 seconds.
Yeah. Killed eating a banana.
Joseph Zito was asked to write and direct this film, to which he said, I'm not a writer. The studio offered to double his fee to write as well, and he said, I am a writer. But he ended up taking the extra money and hiring a writer called Barney Cohen.
Brilliant.
Pointless.
Yeah.
What a waste of everyone's time and effort.
He probably tried. I reckon it was fucking, I'll give it a go for all that money. And he was like, no. Like,
I'll just hire someone then.
Yeah.
If they're not going to. Fuck it. Rob's sister is Sandra, one of the victims from Friday the 13th Part 2. We mentioned that.
Yeah.
Ted White, who plays Jason, is in this film. He didn't want to be credited
why?
because he thought it was a dog shit movie.
It's a good dog shit movie.
He also didn't get on with Joseph Zito, whatever you want to say,
Yeah.
and he didn't get on with Tom Savini to begin with.
All right.
He had a big argument with Zito over the girl that plays Samantha. Zaito wanted her to stay in the water
Right.
in December.
Ugh.
And
Right.
Zaito insisted that she'd be able to get out. Sorry, what's his name? Ted White insisted that she get out between takes.
Yeah.
And Zaito said no, so Ted White, who's a big bloke by the way, just sat down and refused to act or do anything until he agreed.
Do you imagine arguing with Jason?
I know. Joe, just do as he says.
Also, fucking Jason being like arguing for the welfare of a young woman.
Yeah.
It's like, that's got to be surreal as fuck.
Yeah, in the mask.
Yeah.
Don't you dare disrespect women, you piece of shit. There wasn't a whole lot of interesting trivia I found, but the final one is Roger Ebert, legendary film critic, called this film an immoral and reprehensible piece of trash.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know.
But it's
Roger.
good.
Yeah. But it's a fun, immoral, and reprehensible piece of trash. Comments. People's comments from the internet. We go on Instagram. We always tell you what movie we're going to do and ask for your thoughts and opinions. If you don't follow us on Instagram, make sure you do. Just in case a film pops up and you want us to have a say about it. I have 3 here. I'll go first. Paige X Bowers says Corey Feldman. That is all.
Okay. He is in it.
Profound. My Little Slice of Hell, it is pretty much the same shit, but Jason gets killed by a kid. A little boy is the final goal. Say no more. And Stark2490, TBH, not a big fan. Much prefer Friday Part 3.
No, 3 was awful.
Yeah, I didn't.
This is better than 3.
Yeah, no, 3 sucked. 3's one with Shelby, isn't it?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, it is, yeah. We should know. We covered it.
It's 3D. It's the 3D.
Oh,
the,
yeah.
The waving
yeah.
shit. So I got Dave Dunmore. I have a lot of love for these films and have seen them all several times over. Definitely trying to give it a more professional, modern edge and make it punchier, fast-paced with a dollop of modernistic humour thrown in as well. Corey Feldman's great as Tommy Jarvis. This is like
an essay.
An essay.
Okay.
He added depth, and the cast overall were a lot more varied, which meant that they could have more colour, personality, screen time, and Jason could just be Jason, an emotionless killing machine. Definitely felt like we were entering a new area of horror that was set up for the likes of The Lost Boys, also starring Corey Feldman 3 years later.
Yeah, I don't mean by depth. Like Crispin Glover, he's deep.
Yes. Yeah, the only other one I got was Little Slice of Hell, who also commented on yours, just said not a bad movie. You have to like the rest of the series to bother, though. It's fun.
Yeah, if you don't like the franchise, then you won't appreciate that this is probably as good as it got.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, because Tommy's in the next one, but he's played by Paul Rudd, isn't he?
No, Paul Rudd's in Halloween Part 6.
Is he?
Oh, we'll find out.
Yeah, I'm sure Tommy Jarvis is definitely a recurring character.
Yeah, he's definitely appears as an adult.
Yeah.
In the next one or the one, I don't know. We'll find out. We'll find out because we're gonna be doing that next.
Yeah.
All right. That felt short. Was that a short episode?
I don't know. Is it like?
Oh, I don't know. Well, we got nothing.
Probably. But yeah, we didn't do any news, did we? So.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah. Okay. Bye.
Fine. We're done.
I guess we're done.
Well, thanks for coming.
Yeah, thanks. Oh, Lee Smith has a YouTube channel, stand-up stuff.
Oh yeah, I put stuff on it.
Yeah, and he does live shows if you live in the south of England or Wales.
Come and see me.
Yeah, there you go. Right, now we're going.
Right, cheers, bye.
Bye.
Well, thank you all for coming here tonight and drinking all of my booze. No, really. Please leave. The party's over. Get out.